Hey guys, RC here back with episode 9 of our Kansas City Royals Let's Play. This episode we're going to pick up here with the National League in our end of the month review. We've reached the end of June. We're nearing the All-Star break. So let's take a quick look. We've got Dave Parker, the Snake at 359, Johnny Bench, George Foster, a pair of teammates with the Big Red Machine, leading the way with 16 homers. Over in the National League, Dave Kingman also with 16. Wasn't his nickname Kong? I think they called him Kong after King Kong. Jack Clark, 61 RBIs. Johnny Bench, 55. Joe Morgan with 26 stolen bases. Gary Templeton, boy, there's a name I haven't heard in a long time. 20 years old in this game. Let's see. Johnny Bench on a 20-game hit streak. Dave Parker, 19. And Don Gullett leading the way with 14 wins for the Reds. Fred Norman also of the Reds with 13 wins. And Steve Rogers with Pittsburgh has 11. Didn't Rogers play for Montreal? Yes, he did. So he actually played with Montreal, but he's with Pittsburgh here. So he was traded. Okay, so last year, in the first year of my video series here, he was traded for John Candelaria, Silvio Martinez, Rod Scurry, and Odell Jones. So a 4-for-1 deal to get Steve Rogers. So yeah, he was a lifetime Expo, but they have traded him to Pittsburgh. Led the league with 22 losses in 1974. 10-17, and now with Pittsburgh, he's 11-5, and his ERA's cut in half. That's not bad. I guess that's what 2 or 3 extra runs a game will do for you. All right, let's see. So back to the National League. So the Mets, 9.5-game lead over the Pirates. I would call that division already. The magic number is 70, but hey, you know, that's what it is. Phillies are struggling, 12.5 back. Cardinals at 13 back. Cincinnati, a 3-game losing streak. That might be the first 3-game losing streak that they've had with this team at 60-18. But they've got a 12.5-game lead. I think the National League's pretty much decided we're going to see the Mets and the Reds in the playoffs. Right now, it's just a matter of who's going to make the wild card. And surprisingly, it's 2 teams out of the West in LA and San Francisco. And then Pittsburgh is tied with San Francisco for that second spot. So we may see 3 teams out of the West. Over on the American League side, I know now we did not talk about that, but it's Baltimore and Boston, and then we're a game back. So 3 teams are in front of us over here. So we're going to really have to, it's going to be much like last year, I think, where we're going to have to win our division, and we're probably going to see the 2 wild cards come out of the East. Unless we can stay pushing here. I don't know. Let's go ahead and quickly finish the week. We do get a trade proposal on Friday. This comes, oh, and how did it expire? Okay, that's something I really hate when they tell me that they are going to send me a trade and it's today and the trade expired. Seriously? I don't know, I don't know how that happens. I don't know what happens there. Oh well. Well, I guess we'll just chalk it up that they changed their mind. Oh, and Hank fractures his hand and he is out 6 weeks, and just another loss for Hank Aaron here in his farewell tour is, I guess, how I'm viewing it. So he's back on the DL. We're going to put him on the 15-day DL. Who do I want to call all up. Man, I just do not even know. I do not know what to do here. So Wolford is still day to day with his sprained knee. He's hitting .216 this year. That's just not good. Alright, if I just leave it like it is, it puts Mallory back out there. I mean, he's a decent fielder, and that's about all I can say for him. I've got hopes, but that's really about it. If I do that, I don't think I could. I don't think I want to mess with my pitching staff very much. You notice since I made Herbowski the closer, he's doing a lot less of the 2 and 3 inning games, and we're starting to see a little bit more from Bird and Fitzmaurice. You can see they're up to 20 and 13 innings, so we're starting to see a little more spread out of who's being used in the bullpen, and I just guess that's due to what the classification is from closer to stopper, I guess. So I don't need another pitcher. Doggone it. Craig Perkins, Stinson, 5.36. He's got more power. Maybe we call him up. Let me call him up and see what that does. Alright, now I'm going to need to take him off of catcher though. Set game strategy. None. It still has him starting. What about lefties? No, still has him starting. Okay. I need Healy to back up at first base. Stinson can only catch. Perkins can play left field, not very well. He'll actually play every 4th game. So that's good. We'll do that. Healy will never play here, but he'll play first base. That's going to be his primary position. But you know what? That does leave me short a center field backup again. Mallory was that position, I think. Yeah. Maybe until Wolford gets completely healthy with that sprained knee. I don't want him out there running a lot. So Otis will just have to carry the load. Boy. And let's see. Let's look at Aaron. So Aaron, he had gotten his average up to 289. He had gotten another RBI. And he had gone from 6 starts to 15 starts before he fractured his hand. So remember, his first long stint on the DL at the beginning of the season was when after 6 games after we traded for him, and then now he's got 15 games, so nine starts, and then he gets hurt again. Golly, what? So home run wise, 734. So he didn't pass him. He did pass him in 74. So, but he has not gotten to 755 yet. So we were hoping to see an improvement there, but only one home run in the last 2 seasons. But he's been severely limited in plate appearances, of course. And we were trying to give it to him. We were trying to give him those at bats, but does not look like that's meant to be, Hank. and I am very sorry for that. All right, one more day. Let's finish the day. Ugh. All right, let's come in and look at the standings. So we are 8-2 over our last 10. We've closed it to 2.5 games, and we have made a little bit more run. Not a lot. I mean, it's only been a couple of days. So let's take a look at our schedule. Go back to June. All right, so we took 2 from the White Sox in a short series. Yeah, we had a 2-game series. And then we took 3 out of 4 from Oakland, so that was a huge accomplishment. And we've got 2 series with Minnesota this month, so this will be a big month for us. So 5-3, Nelson Bryles got a complete game win, 6 hits, 3 runs, puts him at 5-8 on the season. He's gotten roughed up a couple of times, but he's still a pretty solid pitcher. Patek with an error at short. McRae his 6th stolen base. No home runs for us. Jay Johnstone hit the 2nd of the season for the Sox. McRae 2 for 4, 2 RBIs, puts him at 50 on the season. Aaron went 3 for 4 in that game with an RBI. Very nice. And I think that was the game he was hurt in. Let's see. Doesn't say. He was substituted. Let's see. Yep, in the 8th inning, but not sure if that was due to the injury. A shutout here. So Guidry, a complete game, 4-hit shutout. He goes to 4-2 on the season. Brett with his 8th stolen base. McRae got caught. Patek had a triple, as did Brett. 2 for 4 with an RBI for Brett. Aaron went 1 for 3. And Wolford came in the 8th. But I think that's defensive right there. I think those are just defensive changes. 6-5 over the Oakland A's. Splittorff, 8 hits, 5 runs in 6 innings. Mangori with the hold. Hrabowski with the save. Fairley got his 5th homer. McRae hit a triple. Paul Splittorff had an error off the mound. And Aaron 0 for 2. Wolford pinch ran for him in the 7th. So I don't think that was due to his hand. 1 for 3, 3 RBIs for Brett, 3 RBIs for Fairley in that game. 2-0 shutout. Dennis Leonard, Dutch, 9 hits scattered over 9 innings with the shutout. 2.09 ERA as he's 9-4 on the season. Fairley had an error at first. Patek had another stolen base. McRae with his 5th homer of the season. This is the game Aaron got hurt. 0 for 0 and substituted in the 4th. So he must have got hit on the hand while at bat. And the at bat did not count because he did not finish it. So that must be the game that he got hurt in. And that was in the 4th inning. So it was Scarberry, Randy Scarberry, that may have thrown the pitch that ended Hank Aaron's career. I hate that guy. 2 for 4, 1 RBI, 3 for 4 for Brett. He's up to 329 on the season. I tell you what, Leonard pitched very well, but they're not giving him any run support. Do you guys remember that season that Roger Clemens had when he was with the Astros that one year? And literally, he just got no run support. I mean, it was literally like 2 or 3 runs less than any of the other pitchers got, and he still managed to win a lot of games, but it was just, he had to go out and work for it. Busby gets roughed up, 8 runs on 4 innings. The bullpen came in and bailed him out, but it wasn't enough. Vida Blue, we always seem to run into him in the rotation. No home runs. Patek and Otis with stolen bases. 3 for 5 for Burleson. 2 for 4 for Wolford, who got a start in left field today. Quill18, one of the guys that I watch on YouTube, he does a lot of the he doesn't do sports stuff. He does a lot of stuff like RimWorld, Dwarf Fortress, some of the other stuff that I have done or have done in the past or do on occasion. But yeah, I go through phases. I do I do a lot of sports. I do a lot of sports on my own, and I decided to finally start putting them up, not knowing if anybody would watch. So honestly, I've been pleasantly surprised that I get 15 or 16 views on each video. So thanks to you guys that are doing that, it's motivated me to keep going. Usually I just kind of crank these out as for fun and never recorded them, but figured I'd give it a shot, and very happy with the response from you guys. So thanks to you for that. Reggie Jackson, 219. Reggie was one of those guys that he'd lead the league in strikeouts, but he'd lead the league in homers and RBIs. Never was a great hitter for average, but 219, that sounds a little low for him. So we get roughed up in that one with the loss, and then we come back and win 3-1. Bryles, another good outing for him as he's starting to rebound. Hrabowski gets his 15th save. 3 double plays in the game. That's always nice. McRae stole a base. Brett got caught stealing. No homers for us. Jackson got a homer in his 8th in the 9th inning for their only run. 3 for 5 in the RBI for McRae. 2 for 4 and an RBI for Brett. Still at 1 home run. Golly, that is just driving me insane. Fairley 3 for 4. No RBIs. Wolford, another start in left field. 2 for 4. Is he, I don't know why. I thought it was Mallory starting there. It is, but okay. That's cool. Let's check out the emails. So, Guidry got the shutout. Oh. Vernon Wilkins was robbed. And, no leads, so his home was broken into. John Montefusco. All right, here's our message from our owner, mid-season reviews. I'm angry with our performance, so upgrade a position in. So he's not been happy with right field. I'm not. Sorry about that. All the kids are starting to wake up and need to ask me stuff. So he's not happy with our right field, and the increase of attendance is okay, but not great. He's still happy for the most part. All right, the top hitter of the month, Larry Heisel of the Twins. 284, 7 homers, 56 RBIs. For the month, 324, 4 homers, 26 RBIs, and 23 runs scored. The National League Johnny Bench, probably not a surprise. 28 years old, right in his prime. 345, 5 homers, 21 RBIs, 17 runs scored for the month. 332, 16 homers, 55 RBIs, 34 walks, a 407 on base percentage, and 45 runs scored. They don't make catchers like that anymore. They may never have made a catcher like that. Golly, we had some really good catchers back at this time. The pitcher of the month for the American League is Eckersley, again, 21. He actually struggled as a starter, moved into the bullpen, and was really part of that transition to a closer's role, and made the most of it. Pretty much had a Hall of Fame career as a closer. But 4-1 win-loss record in his 6 starts, a 106 ERA for the month, very good. Steve Rogers, who we've seen in the news, goes 6-0 for the month, 39 strikeouts, 54 innings, and a 0 ERA in 6 starts. Wow. Okay, hold on. Pitching stats, game log. Okay, so it's not a. I'm just trying. Okay, so runs. All right, so 9, 18, 36, 45, 54. 54. And then he pitched a whole game here. 55. That's his 55th inning. So, yeah, he's got a 55 inning scoreless streak, which, if I remember correctly, isn't that the same number of game innings that Oral Hershiser went in the 90s? Was it the 90s? I think the Oral was in the 90s. 55 inning scoreless streak was like a league record. All right, that's mind blowing. Wow. So that's pretty cool. They don't make any mention of that, but I wanted to go and look at that last game. So he's been 55, 6 shutout games, complete games, and then an inning in the previous game before that. Wow. Francisco Barrios of the Rangers, Rookie of the Month in the American League. 5 starts, struck out 20 batters in 40 innings, a 245 average for opponents. He went 4-1 with a 2.25 ERA in June, so that's actually a really good start. And he's 10-4 on the season, so he's having a career year here in his rookie season already. The National League, Gary Templeton, we saw him in the news recently. So for the month, 394, 1 homer, 12 RBIs, 43 hits, hitting 312 with 42 runs scored this season. We got the trade that was expired when we got it, not sure why. Dennis Leonard with the shutout in the Royals' victory. Hank Aaron, a fractured hand. That's disappointing. Real quick run through the All-Star voting if you want to take a look at that. George Brett's still up there. Hal McRae has fallen to third in left field. Amos Otis is still second and sliding back in center. And Hrabowski has fallen to third in the reliever voting behind Gossage and Sparky Lyle. Johnny Bench closing in on 2 million votes. All 3 first basemen over 1 million votes. All 3 third basemen over 1.2 million votes. All 3 left fielders over 1.2 million. Let's see, anything else? The Rangers and the Braves made a trade. Tommy Harper, 35-year-old center fielder, goes to the Rangers. The Braves get a minor league reliever named Jeff Bird, a minor league second baseman, and a minor league shortstop. Player of the week, Darrell Porter, the young catcher for Milwaukee, who, of course, made his name with Kansas City. 500 average, 2 homers, 5 RBIs in 20 at-bats for the week. Over in the National League, Milt May, another young catcher, 524 average, 2 homers, 5 RBIs. That's sad that those two guys have more homers in a week than George Brett has in the season. Batting leaders at third base. This is going to be in runs scored. Jack Clark with 50, as does Mike Schmidt. George Brett with 48. Roy Howell 47 from Texas, and Pete Rose 44. And yes, Pete Rose did play the hot corner before moving over to first base. Also played some outfield, left field if I remember correctly. Could have been right. The Mets have fallen out of the number 1 slot in the power rankings. The Reds have taken over. San Francisco, a big mover this week. Kansas City, another big mover. We're up to 8th place. And the Twins are actually down to 10th. So very good news there. Still 2.5 back, but we're gaining. We're gaining. And didn't we say that we play them? Yeah, we play them in the upcoming week, and then in 2 weeks, the week after the All-Star break. So we've got one more sim to get to the All-Star break, and then we'll push on to the end of the month. And let's see, where are we at time-wise here? About a minute and a half left. So I tell you what, why don't we go ahead and put a cut in right here? Then we'll get up to the All-Star break and probably through the All-Star game in the next video. And hopefully we can take out those Twinkies and get back on top of the American League West where we're supposed to be. Get our boss happy with us, and that would be really good. Where are we at attendance wise? So he wanted us up around 30, so we were doing really good early. As we were kind of bouncing between 2nd and 4th, it tailed off. We got a little bit of a spike, then we had that good push here, and we've tailed off again, and now we're building back up again. So actually not too bad. Current attendance is well, we're probably we'll break 1 million in the next game. We're 5th in attendance, and average attendance is 24,935. So still about 5,000 less than the owner wants, but we're up 10.5% over last year. Season tickets were up from 4,300 to 11,600, so that's actually good. And we're making 14,000 more per game in revenue. Let's see, we are slated to be about 1.1 million in the good right now, and that's before we get any playoff revenue. So keeping our fingers crossed on that. We still have let's see, we still have money for extensions, so I'll have to look at that. I might do that before the next video, is go in and look at the extensions in here and see if there's any of these guys that I want to extend. Fairly, I'm thinking not. Bryles, I think we'll probably let go and bring up Jack Morris next year. Hank's going to probably be let go as well. Doug Bird, I will probably redo. Yeah, he's gotten his ERA back in line, so I'll probably renew him. But I'll look through these guys, see who I want to extend before the next video. I don't think you need to see all that. Probably boring to watch that much minutia. But thanks for checking out the video, and we'll see you next time. Take care.